LizyT Radio Show.
Canadian show, North American radio show, and now worldwide show, the LizyT Blog Talk Radio Show. She wants to know who you are, what you do, your contact info, anything new. And now, welcome the amazing LizyT.
Hello, and welcome, everyone. I am your host, and yes, the producer of the LizyT Radio Show. My goodness, do I have a surprise for you today. I mean, you probably, if you follow me, you probably are watching on social media that we've been posting about such an amazing lady. My goodness, I've been following this lady for a little while now, and I had to have her on the show. And you know who I'm talking about for the ones that follow me, and you know who I'm talking about for the ones that follow her. But before I bring my amazing, gorgeous, beautiful guests, and I'm not lying because you're seeing on the pictures, she is just breathtaking, beautiful, very jealous. But I will bring her on in a couple of minutes. And before I do that, I want to be able to thank everyone who's listening, who has tuned in. My guest has done quite a bit of promotion on my behalf. I'm very, very impressed and not surprising. Also, I want to mention to you that we've been having quite a bit of sponsors. The show has been getting tons of emails, a lot of requests for us to talk about your business. Today, we're being sponsored by naturenova.ca. We also are being sponsored by Business on a Box. We're being sponsored by AdMaster and Alta Total Fitness. So thank you very, very much, everyone. Thank you for your support. Thank you for trusting that here at LizyT Radio Show, your business will be mentioned. So thank you. I need to applaud you because without your support, this show could not be possible. We have over 38 countries. Maybe we're going a little farther now because we've been getting email from different parts of the world that I have never, ever even heard of. So maybe we're going even farther than 38. So thank you. Thank you very much. For your support, for the emails, and for you to mention that, hey, I'm here in this part of Africa and I'm listening to your show, and you bring in very, very amazing people like I am today. Also, this is a radio show, so we will be playing music right after the interview. So we have quite a bit of selection, as always, as every day. And today is not the exception. We will be having quite a bit of singers that have submitted their MP3 to us, and we're so happy that they have chosen the LizyT to expose their solos, and wow, I don't mind everyone playing your jazz, your gospel, your it doesn't matter what genre is it that you're into, as long as it's PR rated. It could be a good rap. I'm renting it. So yes, make sure that email your MP3 at radio@LizyT.ca. Very easy, radio@LizyT.ca. It has to be MP3. I know some of you send me some stuff from the soundtrack or from SoundCloud. There's codes, and I'm not able to open. You know who you are. So send your MP3. It's a lot easier.
LizyT Radio Show.
My theme music, and that keeps me on track. That tells me that I need to move on and start talking to my amazing guest. Evening time, we are here. You that have just come from work or picked up your kids' school, or perhaps you are on a vacation and well, always comment or call us in. You know how I love interaction. This lady who I have right now, it's very, very, very special. And for you to get 5 minutes with her, it's going to cost you quite a bit. So here, she's given us a little bit of a preview. And if you would like to connect with her, please call us. You can comment on our social media, Facebook.com/LizyT Radio. Her name is Esther, and she is an expert branding. My goodness, you talk about branding, you want to know what branding is all about. She is the expert. Esther is the founder of Born to Influence. Is that unique publicity, and she specializes in helping expert and personal lead and for sales. And definitely, she can help you. If your sales are down, if you are looking, if you're not getting the turnaround that you need for your book, for your website, my goodness, contact. Her clients have been featured on TV, newspaper, magazine, and some of the top podcasts in the world. Well, I guess we will be one of them, resulting in millions of dollars in additional sales. She also has founded the Strategic Influence. We're together with a business partner, John Dennis, and they teach how to build powerful brands that make impact and thrive in long-term businesses. And that's what we're looking for, long-term businesses. So without further ado, let's welcome our beautiful, gorgeous Esther Kiss with a wonderful round of applause. Hello, Esther, and welcome to the LizyT Radio Show. How are you doing this afternoon for you and evening for me?
Hi, Lizzie. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm doing great, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Fantastic. So I play a little game, and I want you to be part of that and just humor me. What is your favorite drink?
My favorite drink probably is hibiscus tea, but I like it cold and without any sweetener.
Wonderful. I actually have never heard of hibiscus tea. I've heard everything here at the LizyT Radio Show, from Shirley Temples and pina coladas and hibiscus tea. That's a brand new one. I will add it to my list. My goodness, to see learning.
It didn't even occur to me to say something alcoholic because I just never got into the taste of it. So it's usually water or something. If I have to say something flavorful, it would be something like hibiscus tea for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, well, one of my favorite, it is lemon water, lots of ice, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Lemon water it is. So let's get into the nitty-gritty, Esther, and let's talk about you, because you are such an accomplished lady. I've been following you, as I said earlier, on your social media. You're very, very, active. You have to be in order to be a publicist, in order for you to be what you're doing. But can we go way back and give my audience, the person, other than just the business person, love to connect with my audience, with my guests, rather, in a personal level. So who is Esther? Is she married? Does she have kids? Question number one. And question number two, how did this all branding expert got started?
Yeah. Well, do cats count as kids? Because I have 3 cats, and they're quite a handful.
Absolutely. They do count, because there's somebody or something that you have to take care of, for sure.
Yeah. You were talking about how your kids are back to school now, and it's so nice to have that little bit of a break and being able to have more time for yourself and for your business. I don't get that break. My kids don't go to school, so I'm kind of jealous there.
Probably will not get the break because you are stuck with those babies for a very, very long time. So how did the branding expert came about? Is this something that you thought about in the few something that happened? Were you in the corporate career before, or were you in corporate America? How did this all came about?
I think it really came from a very deep sense of curiosity, because I just like to try new things all the time. And so my background is very much like a treasure hunt, going from queue to queue and finding what's next, what's interesting now. And so I've been in business and marketing and business development for about 16 years now. Most of that time was through a family business. And when I moved over to Los Angeles from Holland, I lived in 6 other countries before, but the last place I lived before California was in Holland. And I moved over here to go to an acting school. And I really enjoyed it, and I did the whole thing, did a few movies that nobody's ever heard of, independent projects, and had fun with it, but I didn't like the lifestyle. I really enjoy the creative part of it, of performing and putting yourself in someone else's shoes and having that aspect of expressing yourself in a way that normally you wouldn't get to do in your regular life. But the lifestyle of not being able to be in control of your time and of your income was not too much fun. So I decided to go back to my roots in business. And as far as corporate, I did work for 1928, which is the largest jewelry in the country, fashion jewelry company in the country, as their director of marketing. And they didn't have a publicity department. So what I did was I was helping them with that part too, getting the product on TV and in magazines and newspapers and all that stuff. And it sort of started there, and then at the same time, this is about 3 years ago, with my good friend Meta Miller, we started a podcast called Born to Influence. And the idea there was to be able to connect with influencers, because I really didn't know what I wanted to do at the time. I just knew that I wanted to work with high-level people. And so the idea was to interview them, to give them a platform where they can promote their books and programs and products and grow their personal brands and develop relationships with them so that eventually we'll be able to do business together. And so every single time I would interview someone, when we finished the recording, I would say that, hey, I know you have this book coming out. Would you like to be on other shows as well? And they would always say yes. So I would book them, I would connect them with others, and organically it transformed from just doing a podcast to actually a full-service publicity agency where we do all of the stuff from messaging to booking them on different media outlets and even helping them with integrating everything from those interviews into their funnels so that it all works together, both the marketing and the publicity, and they build on each other to have the best results possible.
Wow. So it's pretty much what the LizyT radio show does, but now you have taken it to the next level, which is be able to promote them and give them basically all the exposure that they need, not only with radio or podcast, but TV, newspaper, and all the other things that a writer per se or a coach would need to be able to get that exposure that it would take them forever to get if it wasn't for your help. Now, what are the specific or perhaps clients that you look for? Obviously, not everybody is for Esther, and Esther is not for everybody. Who would you say is your ideal client?
My ideal client is someone who has a very well dialed in offer and funnel, somebody who has been in business for a while and they really want to take it to the next level. They know that they need the publicity to get the credibility and to get additional leads and sales, but also they know their numbers. They are very clear about who they're serving, how they're serving them, and how they are growing their business right now. Because the best way I like to put together a publicity campaign is to dive in deep and understand what is going on for you right now, and then what are some of the things that are really working, and we will build on that strength to bring in even more to that, to make you shine even more. And at the same time, we know that we are not wasting our time trying to fix something that is not effective, but rather we are building on something that is already working well and make it even better.
And that's a really good point, because somebody who is just starting their business, they obviously don't have. So you probably will look for somebody that is a little bit more established, has some sort of number, and they wanted to reach to the bigger number. And that is perfect, because I find that a lot of businesses, a lot of coaches, a lot of writers, they kind of hit that plateau. They do all the interviews in the world. They go to all of the local TVs. They probably aspire to go to the national TV, and that kind of dies off. It's like with any big actor out there, they always look for the big next role, and that's where you step in. Let's go in and look for the big next role as an actor. And when they find you, that's when you can say, hey, this is what we can do. This is what you're missing. And that I find that fascinating that you're able to do that with your clients. Now, what is the hardest thing when you find a client that doesn't have the numbers, and you know that they're doing well, but they don't have the numbers? They probably are not. You are the type that tells them, let's clean this up first, and then you can come back and work with me, or you go above and beyond and help them out in that sense as well.
That's right. So, I used to have this actually as a huge problem in my business, because I would get all the time coaches and consultants and authors and speakers, and they would say that, hey, I'm launching this new book. Can you come and help me and get some publicity? And I would say, yes, of course. What's your offer? What's the upsell beyond the book? All that stuff. And they wouldn't have anything in place. Say if you have a true expertise, you have a true success track record, or you have a book, something like that, we can absolutely get you the publicity. But if you don't have the back-end systems in place, it's kind of like putting the cart before the horse. So in that case, what I would do is I would refer them out. I would say that go work with this person, because they can help you with building up your funnel and creating the Facebook advertising or whatever is appropriate for your business specifically. And once you have that, that will be a good time to do publicity. So what we ended up doing with my really good friend, John Dennis, who has a full-service marketing, digital marketing agency, and that's exactly what they do. I would always refer clients to him, but then we ended up offering a joint package, because there are people who are a good fit because they have a successful track record, but let's say for a new project, they need all this stuff built out as well as the publicity. And in that case, we can work with them together so that everything from day one is built in sync, so that all the pieces build on each other. And as far as the people that you mentioned earlier too, people who are not quite there yet, and they, let's say they are just getting started, but they are intrigued by it, they would like to have the publicity, and truly it could help them, but maybe they are not quite at the stage where they could justify hiring a publicist. Well, we decided to do this joint package that I was talking to you about actually as a course. So I'm really excited about it. This is something that's not available yet, but it's coming very, very soon. It's called Strategic Influence, and it's all about having all those pieces together, the publicity, connecting with high-level people, and then having your own platform and funnels. And you get to learn how to build it so that you don't have to necessarily hire somebody who is a full-service marketing agency or as a publicist. You get to do it at your own pace, which is really, really cool for people who are in the beginning part of their entrepreneurial journey.
And you have heard it right here at the LizyT Show. It's not out there yet, and I'm so privileged and so happy that you got to hear here. You are listening to the LizyT Radio Show. Come on, guys. The patio must be really, really nice right now, or maybe you're having some dinner outside, or maybe you decided to go to a restaurant and you're not listening to us. Well, this show is recorded, so you'll be able to listen to us later on. If you would like to comment on our social media, Facebook.com/LizyT Radio, or call us in. We don't bite. 347-996-3926. To get 2 minutes with this lady, okay, maybe 5, is a high price. So you can have a couple of minutes with her, ask your question, and you'll have an answer right here. I will cut for a couple of words of my sponsor, and I'll be right back.
LizyT Radio Show is sponsored by NatureNova.ca, where dreams, memories, imagination, and discovery soar. Nature Nova is all about wildlife adventure, outdoor discovery, nature interpretation, and image originality. Nature Nova offers dynamic nature programs and presentations for schools, museums, libraries, nature centers, and special interest groups of all kinds. Be sure to visit NatureNova.ca and book your special program or presentation today.
LizyT Radio Show.
Hello, I'm back. I'm your host and the producer of the LizyT Radio Show. Are you enjoying the show? Well, I hope you are. And we have a special guest with us, somebody that you will not usually get anywhere else unless you book an appointment. Today, she's here to talk to us for a couple of minutes. And if you would like to reach her, the number to call us in is 347-996-3926. Again, 347-996-3926. Her name is Esther Kiss, very, very well known all over social media. If anybody can help your business to grow, to make it, to go to the next level, as we were speaking earlier, she is definitely the person to contact. Esther, one thing I was very impressed, and you might want to elaborate a little bit on that, is you had a visit, I don't know how it went, give us the detail, with Gary, I can always pronounce his name properly, Vaynerchuk?
Vaynerchuk, yeah.
Vaynerchuk,
yeah,
thank you. How was that? My goodness, I am so jealous.
It was wonderful. I mean, I've known him a little bit for a while now. I actually first connected with Gary about 3 years ago when he was promoting his previous book, Jab, 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 Right Hook, and I invited him to be interviewed on our podcast. So that was the first time. But this time we had a meeting with him because I helped him with his last book launch, and, we just were catching up on what's going on. And it was initially meant as a thank you meeting, but he was so generous with his time. He gave us 30 minutes. And so I went with my friend who we were talking about earlier, John Dennis, who is also my business partner, and talked about all things influence and how to build a personal brand in a way that you're using digital marketing, you're using content marketing and publicity, but do it in a way where it's in alignment with your values and it's in integrity. Because, that's one of the big things that Gary has really a beef with, and rightfully so, is there are so many coaches and online personalities who are really not providing any value. They're just almost famous for being famous kind of thing, and they are charging
there's a lot of that
money.
too.
yeah.
And they take advantage of people, which I find that very, very offensive, especially for people, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think you touch a point that it is so delicate, but I cringe when I hear that because it is so true. People, especially that are starting their businesses, they have pulled their savings, their investments, their retirement savings, dream, and there is somebody who's completely taken advantage and not given them any value, and now they have to basically start from scratch, and all those savings, all that is just downhill. So yes, please.
Yeah, so that was part of the conversation, because what bothered him about this is that there are so many people who never actually built a successful business, and yet they are business coaching, they're telling you how to do it yourself, and it's just not congruent. And so that was something that we were able to not only talk about but also record. So it will be an actual video interview, which I'm really excited to see it with our editors right now. And when it's ready, we'll definitely make it available. And just being able to have that visit and make that trip was very, very special. I so appreciate Gary's time for it, and it gave us real insight also for the course that we were talking about, strategic influence, because some of the input that he gave actually is shaping how we are creating our content as well.
Now, would you consider Gary to be your mentor or somebody that you looked up or you coach with, or do you actually have a mentor or a coach that you are being coached with?
Gary is somebody who I definitely look up to, and I follow his stuff and read his books and everything, but we don't have a formal coaching relationship. I do have other people who I work with and who are formally my mentors, and also I'm really fortunate, a lot of really close personal friends who are very accomplished business people, and it's sort of a mixed relationship between being a friend but then also giving advice, which is it's just so fortunate. I really feel blessed to have that.
Awesome. And I think it is so true. If you're anybody in would like to succeed on your business, one thing that you definitely should look for is a coach, is a mentor, somebody that has been there, done that, knows what the trials and tribulations are from starting a new business or promoting your book or your music career. That is definitely very, very important. Esther, what do you think the biggest mistake that people do when they want to promote themselves? And I noticed that the answer could be a wide variety of answers. One very key general rule, but I know that you can give us a little bit of the nitty-gritty. Why do you think people make what are the biggest mistakes when people want to promote themselves?
One of the biggest mistakes that people make when they want to promote themselves is they are just talking about whatever they're selling or whatever their expertise is from their own perspective. And they are seeking out opportunities where they can promote from that place, that how can I tell you about what I've got? And to be successful with publicity, you kind of need to turn the tables and put yourself in the other person's shoes. And it's not just the host or the journalist or the editor. It's really the audience. You need to know what is it that would be valuable to them and how can you bring stories and examples and case studies to the table that would be interesting to them, and it also serves as a tool, as a vehicle that will help highlight what you're about and what your expertise is and what you're promoting, but do it from coming from a place of generosity and giving and wanting to help this audience right now so that they have both the inspiration but also the actionable steps that they can go take away and implement so that they have success with what you have to offer immediately and free of charge.
Content, value. I mean, I couldn't put it better myself. Obviously, you are the expert, so definitely an amazing answer. Okay, I'm disappointed. So, Esther, do we have on a live stream people commenting or asking questions? I would love to hear from any of you that are huge followers of Esther or myself. I know it is still a beautiful day, and I know that you probably want to be out, but on live stream, please put some hearts or some thumbs up. And if you would like to call us in, 347-996-3926. And I'll be right back with a couple of words from my sponsor.
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I'm an IT consultant and a busy mom of two. Between long hours at work and spending time with the kids, I have very little time to devote to cleaning our home. That's where I use Maidster's cleaning service. Maidster comes in and takes care of everything, from vacuuming the floors to doing the dishes and even the laundry. They are the best maid service in the Toronto area. As someone in technology, I really appreciate that it's so easy and hassle-free to book their services online, and they're so responsive to their customers. We also do our best to live as naturally and chemical-free as possible, and I love that Maidster accommodates our chemical-free lifestyle by using green cleaning products to clean our home. I am so happy that they've given me my time that I wouldn't use anyone else. If you want high-quality and reliable cleaning services, go to www.maidster.com and find out more. Thank you.
LizyT Radio Show.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Come on. Okay, we're back. We are back. The number to call us in is 347-996-3926. Please call and say hello. Come on, take advantage. This lady will charge you an arm. I'm just kidding. I'm here with Esther and Esther Kiss. She is a branding expert. Now, we all want our business, our book, our coaching consultant business to be one of the best ones in the world. And you've heard from Esther herself. You got to give a lot of value. Value is one of the things that it brings your client to you. Why? Because not only you're giving a lot of information away at the beginning for free, but people are seeing that you're genuine, that you are truly would like to help and not just take advantage. And like I touched on the subject earlier, one of the things that boils my blood is when I see somebody who hasn't been there, who is not really successful, taking advantage of people that have savings and their business don't go anywhere and they have to start all over from scratch. And remember, some of those people have mortgages still and they're paying rent and they're trying to succeed. Now, on that topic, what is, Esther, one of the things that you should look for, not to get in that trap, finding somebody that they say they're doing it and they're asking for $20,000 to promote your book, and you do give them that money and nothing happens. So what are the things to look for? I hate to use the word scammers, but I don't know what else to say.
Well, I think the biggest, most important thing is to trust your gut feeling. And if you feel right about someone, then that's probably going to be a good fit. But you got to be tuned in. And just to give you the practical stuff too, it's look at their track record and look at what have they done so far. How many other people have they worked with where you see that they had demonstrable successful results? What was it in the first place that convinced you to want to reach out to this person and want to work with them? And you know what you mentioned here with the $20,000, for example, for promoting a book, I don't know what exactly would be offered in that example or you know, what would be the deliverables, but that's depending on what kind of book launch it is. That might be very, very expensive, or it might be dirt cheap. Are you going for a New York Times campaign, which is going to take 6 months and a lot more money than that typically, or are you doing an Amazon bestseller launch or a Kindle product, which you could get for basically almost for free? So it just depends on your situation and also what's on the back end of that book to justify what needs to happen. But to find the right person, I really feel like understanding their track record and their background and also understanding how you guys are aligned. Do they get your bigger business and not just the little slice, the book promotion? And do you feel good about working with them?
And I think you touched a very, very important subject too, is the gut feeling. And especially as women, we know when something doesn't feel right. We know that it's very, very easy to just, that hair just lifts in the back and it's too good to be true. And am I going to be on all over the television and all the magazines in Canada, for example? And I have to tell you that we do have groups like that in Canada where the cost is anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000, and they do say that your book is going to be on TV, you're going to be in TV, you're going to be on all the newspapers, and I have a lot of people saying, well, none of that ever happened to me. So gut feeling. One thing that
sorry,
go ahead, please. No, go ahead.
Well, it's just you need to understand who your market is and whether or not, for example, TV appearances would make sense for you. So let's just say, for example, if your book is about weight loss or some kind of a mainstream product that the average person on the street can use and apply, then absolutely traditional media will make a lot of sense for you. But if you have a very niche offer, like let's just say you're a business coach or some kind of an expert with a specialty that's not too broad, it's not applicable to the population at large, then most probably you're much better off being interviewed at smaller outlets that have smaller size audiences, but those are the types of audiences that would be actually interested in what you have to say in that book, and they are in a position to then buy from you, whether it's the book or the offers beyond. So just really understanding who am I going after, what is that target market, and where do they hang out, what kind of media do they consume, and then craft your publicity campaign based on that.
Well, with that being said, it looks like you don't need to pay it anywhere else because really if you, I'm just joking, everyone, but really if you do the background, if you do the homework, you know who your target market is and you know who to target. And when you consult somebody like Esther, you know who to go after, and she can help you to get the proper context. And that really is all about. And have that gut feeling, like I said before, it is so important. We can listen when our kids are lying to us. We can see it. Why not, use the sixth sense that I call it for scams like that. One thing I love about is that you promote a lot of people, and what would you say is one of the greatest experience that you have with one of your clients?
Wow. Well, one of the greatest experiences I would have to say was working, probably the highlights was working with a book campaign for Ryan Levesque for the book that he launched last year. It's called Ask, and it's about a very unique methodology for analyzing and understanding your market in a very methodical way to make sure that before you create that product or service that you're about to offer, you go in understanding what they actually want and what they're willing to pay for. So Ryan is a very, very successful business person, entrepreneur, and he wrote a book about this methodology so that the average small business owner, meaning small-sized businesses, can implement it as well. And we worked together for 11 months last year, and the book became a #1 national bestseller, and it added, a lot of additional revenue to his business because of the back-end sales. But also it was just so much fun to work with Ryan because he has an entire team of 20 people, and being plugged into that ecosystem of understanding how to run a multi-million-dollar online business, it was enlightening and educational for me, very, very much so. And plus the book is great, so it was good all the way around.
And it's good to have feedback and experiences like that because now you're able to get that, that background, and you've been there, you've helped, you love the book, you love the product, so it's all good around, and you're able to, here you are mentioning, which is more publicity for the book, which is great. Guys, I am very, very disappointed. Usually we get 5 calls at least. This is an amazing lady. You are wasting your opportunity. Esther Kiss is with us for a couple of more minutes. So rush in, 347-996-3926, 347-996-3926, or Facebook. How about you Facebook us? And Facebook.com/LizyT. Maybe you would like to say hello or thank her for all the work that she's done for you if you are a past client. Well, we will find out how you can reach her, how can you get in touch, what is her website, and all that good stuff. And she's talking about a brand new project, which was just mentioned here at the LizyT Radio Show. I'm so excited that you heard it first here. So I will break for one more word of my sponsor, and I'll be right back.
Have you been looking for ways to make extra money on the internet but failed? Stop spending your days and weeks trying to find income opportunities online. You will find what you were looking for in the new book, Entrepreneur in a Box, a guide to the best ways to make money on the internet. From author Chris Mason. Millions of people like you are having trouble just making ends meet. There are ways to earn extra income online. You just need to know where they are. That's where Entrepreneur in a Box comes in. Inside, you will find the best ways to make money on the internet, ways you would never find or even think of on your own, like where to sell your old iPhone for cash, sell those gift cards you got for Christmas or a birthday. Teachers, you can even sell your teaching materials. Learn how to put skills you have to work online or turn your clutter into cash. Entrepreneur in a Box is available on Smashwords, iTunes, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, and other online booksellers. Order your copy of Entrepreneur in a Box and start making money on the internet.
LizyT Radio Show.
Hello, I'm back. We still have a couple of minutes with beautiful Esther Kiss, so don't miss this opportunity. She might be back in another year, and it will be 100. I'm just kidding. We had one more question for Esther, and I know that you are listening later on in the day. It's okay, and you want to know where can I reach information. So where can we get in touch with you, Esther?
You can get in touch with me through my website, borntoinfluence.com. It's BORNTO, borntoinfluence.com. And I actually have a little gift for your listeners, Lizzie. I would love to offer that if that's okay. It's a media positioning checklist that will help you. It's really cool. We put it together with the beginners in mind for, when you're looking for those publicity opportunities and you are trying to make sure that they are seeing you as somebody who would bring value to that audience. You have to present yourself with certain basic materials so that they see you as somebody who's to be taken seriously. So this checklist will help you with all of that, how to create a compelling bio, how to do your headshots right, your lead magnets and freebies to make sure that your interviews convert. All of that is available free of charge at borntoinfluence.com/gift. GIFT, gift. So borntoinfluence.com/gift.
Awesome. Thank you. That is a beautiful gift for us. So I have pasted, everyone, the links of influence, borntoinfluence.com, rather. Borntoinfluence. Can I talk today? borntoinfluence.com, right underneath the radio button that is on my social media. And you can click, just in case you've missed the spelling or me not wanting to talk today. And you can click, and you can definitely get yourself that beautiful and then gracious gift that Esther Kiss has given us today. Okay, should I extend it for a couple of more minutes because I know you're dying to talk to Esther. 347-996-3926. 347-996-3926. Take advantage, guys. Take advantage. Your question could be worth your business. Your question could be worth your. Here you are going to get this gift from Esther that you probably are searching for that answer everywhere, and she is going to give you that, just that little key that you need to get your business to the next level. Esther, one of the things that is so wonderful about you is your constant live stream, your updates, your podcast, and I'm pretty sure you're still doing it, and your email messages that comes every week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I can't say it was very, very regular until very recently, but I'm putting a little bit more mindfulness and consciousness around that to not just do the live streams, but actually let people in my community know about it. So it's about 2 to 3 times a week at this point.
Okay, so it is a combo that you're doing, and you're doing in such a way that gets us, me anyways, hooked. Now, what is the secret for to have what you're doing right now? A lot of people are looking at your live streams, they're looking at your emails, and they're seeing you promote yourself in such an easy and very comfortable way. And they're thinking to themselves, I can't do that. I just can't do a live stream. And remember, guys, without a live stream nowadays, it's really hard. I mean, just try it once, but I mean, she is the expert. Why are people not succeeding when they're not using social media right now to the extent? And you're doing that very well. How can you what kind of tips can you give to my audience to do at least a little bit of what you're already doing?
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say you need to look into what is it that you consider success, and then evaluate based on that whether or not it's actually working. So, for example, if you're completely starting out brand new and you just created a fan page on Facebook where you're doing the live streams from, you may not have a ton of followers yet, but that's okay. What you could do then is share it every single time to your personal page as well, your personal profile, where people who are truly your friends and people who are actually interacting with you on the day-to-day will be able to see it as you're live streaming, so they can join the conversation. Another thing that you could do is to reuse that content and then put it elsewhere on social media. So, for example, one of the things that I do with my live streams is I might talk for 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes it's a bit longer depending on the questions that people send in. Then I will cut it up into 1-minute little segments and then upload those as free standalone videos where it makes sense, like take a piece of content that is under 1 minute in one topic and then put it up on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, everywhere where people would get value from it, where you already have a presence. And then that way you can always point them back that to watch the full live stream, the full video, go to this link, and then you give them a place that they can click to. And the other thing is, are you talking about stuff that people are actually interested in? And it's so difficult in the beginning, especially because you're like, oh, do I come up with the top 20 questions that my guests or my clients are very confused about? What is their biggest problems? That's one way to approach it. What I do is I like to ask my followers and my Facebook friends that, what are your questions on this topic? And I'll post about it and say that, hey, I'm doing a live stream tomorrow. What are your questions on this topic? And if they say it there, then that will be something I'll definitely cover in the next live stream. And the not trickier, but like the really most easy way about it is to just tap into your intuition. And literally, I just ask myself, what would be a good thing that I that I need to talk about today that people need to hear? And immediately there is an answer. There is an idea for a topic, and that's what I do.
Obviously, you are the expert. That's why you're here. And social media is being used. You are utilizing social media in such a full extent, which I admire, I have to say. Esther, I can't believe time is just running by. It's been so amazing talking to you. I need to have you back, and I'm going to be using some of your tips. We will be probably, and obviously with her approval, we'll try to schedule something else next time, and with questions that you have that are lacking, things that are lacking in your business, things that are missing in your business, things that you need in order for your book to get to that next level. We'll be posting some of those questions, or maybe you want to send us some questions. My email is radio@LizyT.ca, radio@LizyT.ca. Let me know how do you like the show. Let me know if you have any questions for Esther, and I will not respond it. We will do another show with beautiful Esther, and we will respond those questions then. The number again is 347-996-3926. Say hello to your friend Esther for you that follow her. And my goodness, it's been so inspiring, so interesting listening to you as always and talking to you. We already talked about the new project that you have on the works, but how do you see yourself in the next 5 years? I know that you have such a big not potential, but your business is growing in such a rapid way. How do you see yourself? How do you see your business for the next term?
That is a very tricky question, only because if you asked me 5 years ago, would I see myself doing what I do today, I would have had no clue about it. But just the way things are unfolding right now, I'm very excited to take on this new direction of actually being able to coach again and to work with people in a way that is not a done-for-you service exclusively, but I have the opportunity to teach the methodology so that they can learn it for themselves. And this is something with what we talked about, the strategic influence that we are launching, that I see being here for the long run. It's something that is really close to my heart, and I'm very excited about it.
Really, I am surprised that you have. If I would have asked that question 5 years ago, you would have said, "No, wait, you'd be doing this." I don't see you doing anything else but this. So take it from the public. It's a perfect fit. I can't imagine you doing anything else. Esther, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for being part of the LizyT radio show, for calling us all the way from beautiful California. It's one of my bucket lists. It's a place that I go to Florida, which is closer to me, and California is on the other side. But hey, I never say never. I love to visit new places, and that one is definitely on my bucket list.
One of the days.
Thank you. Any last word, my dear?
Well, I just really want you to tap into your intuition. I think that's the biggest thing too. When you are looking to get the publicity and get the mentions and the articles and TV appearances, but also when connecting with influencers and connecting with journalists, is just come with the spirit of giving and generosity and see how you can serve them. And you'll be surprised at how many opportunities are then coming for you and to you because you open the door energetically by just being a kind person. So that's the biggest piece of advice I can give.
And you know what? Perfect said. And one of the things when I met Mr. Bob Proctor is one of the things that he said, always be around people that will inspire you, that are influential, and that, can help you with anything in your life. And I have to tell you, the day I met Bob Proctor and we were able to connect, things had happened to the LizyT Show, to my business, that I don't think it will ever happen any other time. So, well said. Thank you so much, Esther, and we'll talk again, and we will continue on with this wonderful conversation. Have a fantastic afternoon.
Thank you so much. Thank you.